All right, then, would you please welcome to the stage our first contestant of the evening, Noam Osband. Hey there, Noam. Where are you from? What do you do?
I'm from Boston originally, almost done with my PhD, and I make films under the name The Nosy Anthropologist.
All right, I'm ready. So are our panelists, Seth Godin, Faith Saley, Nicholas Negroponte. So what do you know that's worth knowing that you think we don't know?
How can you visibly tell when a woman is most fertile, or to put it perhaps in more technical language, what is the conspicuous visible sign when a female Homo sapien is in estrus?
I have a lot of experience being in estrus. In fact, am I right now, gentlemen? Noam, could we tell if said female is in estrus with her clothes on?
It makes no difference to the answer to this question.
Okay.
Given that you study anthropology, not physiology, is there any cultural element to this?
Yes.
So let's be clear. Let's just call a spade a spade. This is a gal who's ovulating, right?
Typically, yeah. It's a gal who's ovulating. How can you tell?
Okay. But you say it's visible. It's not like, oh, I just heard that egg drop.
I think it's a behavior, not something that
I think it's
one
a
would
behavior.
see
Oh,
with
because
a
he's an anthropologist.
Yeah.
I like the way you're thinking,
That's the whole
Seth.
cultural thing. That's my guess.
So she is...
Like close talking or something.
Yeah, she's twerking.
Stuttering.
She chooses to appear sexier, so she wears more revealing clothes.
That is not the answer.
It's
I agree with you.
So it's
can't
not
wait.
that
You
like
can't wait.
I know when you're pregnant your lips get bigger, and I'm talking about the ones on your face. And
You know this better than me. Yeah.
and so this is not like one of her features that swells perhaps. This is a behavior she exhibits.
Human genitalia does not engorge during ovulation.
I wasn't suggesting that. You're disgusting. You are disgusting.
Noam, you're for those listening on the radio, you are, I think, physically vibrating would be the phrase to describe. You so badly want to tell us, Noam.
Don't hate me. Slightly a trick question. There is no sign. We practice concealed ovulation, which is fairly uncommon in mammals and primates. Usually, when a primate is ready to reproduce, there would be visible signs, right? We can picture engorged genitalia, perhaps.
They present their really red heinies.
Exactly. But we don't do that. So what's really interesting is trying to understand, why did Homo sapiens evolve to have no signs of ovulation? Because one consequence of that is we have to have more sex. Humans are what we say are continuously sexually receptive, which does not mean that we always want to have sex. It just means that we have sex throughout the
Year.
throughout the year, throughout the
week
the
if you're
menstruatory
lucky.
cycle. Yeah. So why did humans evolve this way? So there's two main schools of thought about this. One school of thought suggests that we evolved this way because we are monogamous. And because there are evolutionary advantages to having a man around for the raising of the child. In fact, studies of small-scale societies have shown this. And if the man has no idea of knowing when he is most likely to be able to reproduce, it forces him to stick around. Increased sex leads to a more attached pair bond, and everybody benefits because women, when they are feeding the young and after they've had kids, they can't forage quite as easily.
I found that to be true.
Conversely, it's arguably to the evolutionary advantage of the man to have somebody who will be taking care of his child. Now, there is a slightly devious twist on this, the cuckoldry hypothesis. Women, because there are no visible signs when they are most fertile, could then perhaps sneak around, get the best genetic material around, and voila, the man won't know.
So, can I just interject here for a second? Because lots of things in our culture aren't optimized for the survival of our genes. They're merely optimized to help the people who are in power stay in power. So you can't point to evolutionary biology reasons to explain why we have certain things in our culture. That it may just be the result of hundreds of thousands of years of misogyny. That it's taking power away from women.
Not to demonstrate that they're ovulating physically?
Well, no,
Sure.
so to that end, right? So people hypothesize that
Right.
menstruation taboos, right? So a woman
Exactly.
having to go to a menstrual hut. Because there are no obvious signs of ovulation, the best guess that we can have is it comes during the period after menstruation. So if we can control women through their menstruation, right, is in some ways being able to control reproduction. So to that end, you're absolutely right. And then there have been one study with the grand title, Ovulatory Cycle Effects on Tip Earnings by Lap Dancers, Economic Evidence for Human Estrus. And it shows that there was a difference in tips for strippers who were not on the pill, that they actually earned more when they were ovulating, as opposed to strippers who were on the pill. So they had no difference in their cycle, and their tips remained constant.
And I am told, Noam, that among your talents, you also play music and that you may have composed a song about concealed ovulation. Is that true?
You're going to do just fine in your thesis review.
The female Homo sapien hides her ovulation for reasons that we're unsure of. We don't sexually signal bright pink when we mingle, which leads to us making more love. We can test in a lab, or a strip club ain't bad, for subtle signs in smell and in sight. Still, the queer fact remains about us sapiens. Concealed ovulation's alright. Concealed ovulation's alright.